Hello, and welcome to the very first episode of Morning Coffee. My name's Megan, and this channel is all about productivity, organization, goal getting, and personal growth. I am so freaking excited that you're here with me today, and I'm going to be talking all about 4 tools that can help you actually change your life. So grab a cup, and let's get going. Everyone out there has goals. Even if they don't specifically articulate them or write them down, everybody out there has something that they want to do in their lives. It could be anything from running a marathon to having a baby to writing a book to getting a new job. And there's so much media out there that talks about live your best life and dream big and go after your dreams and you can do it, girl. And while all those sentiments are awesome, none of that is actual concrete tools and information to help you actually achieve that. And I think one of the things that I've discovered in the last 18 months or so of my life is finding the tools and the resources that I can implement on a daily basis that are actually going to get me traction and actually move me up to the next level in my life. I'm going to share those with you today because I think that truly achieving your goals comes down to creating little tiny habits that you can do every single day, and you need some tools for that. You can't just expect to have that appear in your life. You've got to plan for it and prepare for it, and that's what I'm going to talk about today. So, y'all might be familiar with one of my absolute internet BFFs and internet idols, Rachel Hollis. If you're not following Rachel, that's crazy, and I'll link her information down below. But Rachel talks all about being made for more, reaching for more in your life. And one of the tools that she has shared with her community about how she's been able to achieve all of the cool things in her life is called the Start Today Journal. This is the Start Today Journal. This is a daily practice of gratitude and goal setting. And so how this book works is there's a page for every single day. And you write the date at the top, and then you start by writing down 5 things that you're grateful for. And these don't have to be big things like my husband or my job. Like, this can literally be like, oh my God, I love Starbucks so much. The coffee that I had yesterday was great. I had a really nice walk this evening. The weather was amazing. Thank you to the person who let me in the traffic line. And just kind of focusing on the little things in life that make you happy and that you can be grateful that you have in your life. And then the next part of it is actually 10 dreams. You write down 10 dreams that you have for yourself in your life. And you do this exact same thing every single day. You write down things that you're grateful for and you reiterate your goals to yourself so that you are reminding yourself like, hey, this is what I want. When you start your day with writing down the things that you want in your life, it helps kind of set your mindset for the day, and it helps guide the choices you make for the rest of the day. So for example, if I write something down such as, I exercise regularly, and I write that down in the morning, and then I get home from work and I'm kind of tired and I don't think I'm going to take that walk anymore. Well, in the back of my mind somewhere, my subconscious is like, hey girl, you wrote down that you exercise regularly and that's a dream of yours. So, if you actually want to do that, you might want to go for a walk. This is actually the second journal that I have of this. Rachel Hollis releases a set of covers every quarter. And this was like a summer cover, but I also had a winter one, and they release new ones all the time. So I think it's $24, which isn't bad, and I've genuinely found that I've enjoyed doing it every single day. It's a very easy habit to start with if you're trying to get yourself on a new path. Something as simple and easy as this is a great way to start. I will leave the link down below to the Start Today Journal. If you were to ask me for the single best tool that I could possibly ever recommend to you in terms of goal setting, I would be recommending to you the Artist of Life Workbook. This workbook was designed by YouTuber Lavender. I found out about her by following her on YouTube. And when she launched this product, I was like, hey, that sounds really awesome. I need to check it out. And not only did it like meet those expectations, but it completely exceeded them. So the thing about the Artist of Life workbook is that it breaks down the goals that you set for the year into quarterly goals, monthly goals, and then daily habits. So again, what I was trying to get at when I started the video is that you can set all the goals that you want, but until you change the habits that you do every day and you make sure that you're focusing on those habits on a regular basis, you're not going to actually make any traction or make any progress. This has single-handedly changed the way that I set goals, that I evaluate goals, that I, focus on goals and check in with them. I'm going to do a quick little walkthrough here with you in a minute so that you can kind of see the visual of the workbook. And then in the description below, I will have a link to her site where you can get that. The next tool that I'd like to talk about is actually just a simple journal. This journal was a gift to me. It's by the Woodchuck brand. It's really beautiful. I will go ahead and link it below if I can find it. But you really don't need anything special here. This could be a notebook. This could just be, a notepad. It could actually be a note on your phone if you're more of a digital person than a physical writing down person. But I'm a writing down person for sure. I've found that having one place where I can just kind of free write and put down any of the ideas that are going on in my head and have it in one tiny place that everything has been super helpful. I try to journal about once a week. Sometimes it's more, sometimes it's less, just depending on what's going on in my life. I try not to force myself to journal, be like, okay, Megan, it is Wednesday at 9 p.m. You're going to sit down and open the journal and write down everything you're thinking, because that's just not fruitful and productive for me. I'd rather pull out the journal when I need it and get something out that's going through my head. Again, I try to set a goal for myself so that I can do it regularly, but it's not really necessarily a planned out thing. So when I'm feeling frustrated about something, when something's not going well, like at work or with my finances or in my life, I'll kind of just pull out the journal and start brainstorming. Like, okay, here's my issue. Let me process through my emotions a little bit. It really helps me get clear and to define the issue that I'm feeling. And it kind of gives me some direction. It helps me make decisions. It just solidifies for myself kind of where I'm coming from. It's really easy for our personal thoughts to be kind of drowned out by the noise that's around us every day, from the people we live with, to our family, to our friends, to our work, to social media, to everything else in the world. It's really easy for all of that noise to make you deaf to the things that are in your heart and the things that you're really trying to accomplish. And so I think journaling is just really important for that. It really gets you down to earth, grounded with yourself, gets you clear on what you want, and can really help you sort of problem solve and goal set and move forward, because it provides clarity on your thoughts and your feelings. So you should get a journal. It doesn't have to be this one. Could just be a notebook, but you should have a journal somewhere and keep it all in one place so that you can find it. Oh, and I did want to say that sometimes I don't write things to myself. I'll actually just write down things that are inspirational to me. So I'll write quotes. So this is something that Rachel Hollis said, and I just really gravitated towards it, so I wanted to write it down in a place that I'd be able to remember it and look back on it later. And there is something to writing something down in terms of helping you to remember it. It doesn't have to be anything huge or elaborate. It could be a funny memory from your day. It doesn't really matter. It just, the subject of what you're talking about doesn't really matter. The fact that you're taking time out of your day to sit with yourself and really get clear about what's going on in your head is the point. And last, but certainly not least, is one of the loves of my life, my planner. I am a paper planner person. I've always been a paper planner person. I know that in the digital age, this is basically the equivalent of like chiseling into stone. But for me, I need to write things down to remember them. And I get such satisfaction out of like crossing something off my to-do list. Like physically taking a pen or a pencil and like marking it off really does make me feel productive and accomplished. And so I use a paper planner. There is no way that you can move forward in your life if you don't plan on it, if you don't take these dreams and goals and action steps and actually put them into a month, a week, and a day and a time slot on your calendar. I'm not really sure how you expect to actually get them done. There are so many things that all of us want to do in our lives. We have so many responsibilities and so many things to do, appointments on the calendar, stuff like that. And it's so easy to forget about the whole picture of your life and what you want to be done in it if you don't have somewhere that you're kind of keeping track of it. So I use this right now is a Day Designer planner. So Day Designer is kind of like the, Gucci of planners. It's one of the OGs, and it's just a very popular, expensive brand. They have hardcover planners on their website that you can get. I'll link to those below. But this one is actually one that I found in Target. They have some cheaper lines that they'll do at Staples, Office Max, Target, Walmart, those kind of places. And I've actually found that I love the layout of this one more than the one that's actually included in the $65 planner from their website. I personally have no problem spending $65 on a planner if it's a tool that I use on an everyday basis to make my life better. Absolutely worth the investment there. But again, I think it's just important that you find a planner that works for you. This is my first daily planner. For the longest time, I was only working off of a weekly planner. And as I kind of delved a little bit more into productivity and personal growth and tips to be more efficient, one of the things I found was that a lot of people recommended calendar blocking, which basically means taking a to-do, giving it a time slot on the calendar, and then you kind of going through your day, attending all of those appointments with yourself, not just with other people, and being like, okay, at 10 a.m. I said I was going to, look at my July budget. Great. It's 10 a.m. I'm going to pull out my stuff. I'm going to look at my July budget. You spend your amount of time on it. You check it off. Done. So I was really looking for a daily tool, and this has been fantastic. I love the layout of these daily pages. I'm going to give you a walkthrough of them and then link it in the description below. I know that everyone is different and not everyone approaches organization and productivity the same way. But I think what I'm trying to get across here is that there has to be some sort of physical system that you keep in order to set goals, to remind you of those goals, to help you track those goals, to help you revisit and refocus and really understand where you are. And so I hope you enjoyed some of the tips that I shared and some of the resources I shared for you. Check them all out in the description below. Find what works for you, but when it comes to actually doing the things that you want to do, you have to have the right tool in your hands to help you get there. If you love this video and you really want to support the channel, the best way that you can do that is subscribe to my channel and then also click the notification button so that every time I post a new video, you get a little notification letting you know that it's there. Thank you so much to everybody for your support, and I will see you in the next video. Have a great rest of your day.